It always begins with something small. A casual message, a second glance, a car that shows up one too many times. At first you brush it off, then you get uneasy, then you check your locks. Then one day, it's too late. Stalking is real, it's dangerous, and sometimes it kills.
Today, we're diving into 5 chilling stories where obsession didn't just grow, it exploded. Where the signs were there, but nobody listened. And where the victims never got to speak again.
Before we get into the cases, here's what stalking really is. Repeated unwanted contact, surveillance, DMS, showing up where they don't belong, threats, ultimatums, delusions. 1 in 6 women and 1 in 17 men in the U.S. will be stalked in their lifetime. Most victims know their stalker. Many reported it and were ignored. In 76% of murdered women in domestic abuse cases, stalking came first. That's not coincidence. That's a pattern.
Case 1. Mary Lynn Witherspoon, Charleston, South Carolina. Mary Lynn Witherspoon, a high school French teacher, was kind, elegant, and full of life. She was the kind of teacher students remembered for years. Her classroom echoed with laughter, soft French music, and postcards taped to the wall from every student who had ever traveled abroad. Outside of school, she kept to a quiet rhythm: yoga, gardening, Sunday services, and long evening phone calls with her sister. But behind her smile, she carried a growing fear, and his name was Tenant Brown. He wasn't a stranger. He was the adult son of a man Mary had dated in the past. After the relationship ended, Tenant grew obsessed with Mary. At first, it was awkward encounters, then phone calls, then letters. He broke into her house, watched her while she slept, stole from her, followed her. His fixation grew darker, more invasive, more controlling. He had even served jail time for prior offenses, but was out. Mary reported him, warned neighbors, changed her locks, changed her routines, but her fear was brushed off. Nothing ever stuck. Then, November 14th, 2003, Mary didn't show up for school. Co-workers grew worried. A former boyfriend drove to check on her and found a nightmare. Inside her home, Mary was dead, strangled, raped, left in the bathtub with signs of a struggle throughout the house. Tenant had climbed through a window, waited for her, attacked. The community was shattered, and the question echoed: how could this happen when she had warned everyone? Tenant Brown was arrested within days. He showed no remorse, no emotion, just entitlement. Her death led to the creation of Mary Lynn's Law, which requires authorities in South Carolina to notify victims when violent offenders are released or suspected of approaching. It was too late for Mary, but her story forced change. Case 2. Shiiori Eno, 1999. Saitama, Japan. Shiiori Eno, a bright 21-year-old college student, dumped her abusive boyfriend. He retaliated in secret. He stalked her family, posted fake sex ads, plastered her university with lies. Police laughed it off, told her she was exaggerating. Then he hired a hitman. Shiiori was stabbed to death outside a train station. Only after her death did journalists uncover police negligence. Her case triggered a national uproar. Japan reformed its laws. Police departments were forced to track stalkers. But it didn't bring Shiiori back. Case 3. Emma Walker, 2016. Knoxville, Tennessee. Emma Walker, just 16 years old. A cheerleader, bright ambitious, her whole life ahead. But her ex, William Riley Gall, refused to let her go. He stalked her, texted nonstop, showed up uninvited, even faked a kidnapping to win her back. Emma blocked him. He came back with a gun. While she slept in bed, he stood outside her home and fired 2 shots through her wall. Emma died instantly. Riley was arrested, convicted of first-degree murder, and sentenced to life plus 51 years. Case 4. The Silicon Valley Massacre. Laura Black and Richard Farley. Laura Black was just starting her career, an engineer at a prestigious tech firm in California. She was smart, focused, and had no idea she caught the attention of Richard Farley, an older co-worker. At first, he was just friendly. Then came the notes, then the gifts, then the messages. Laura said no, politely, firmly. She told HR. Nothing happened. Even after Farley was fired, he wouldn't stop. And when she filed for a restraining order, he bought a shotgun. February 16th, 1988. Farley walks into Laura's office building. Armed to the teeth, he opens fire. He kills 7 people, wounds 4 others, and finally finds Laura, shoots her. She survives. Barely. That day changed everything. Not just for Laura, but for the law. Her case pushed California to pass the first anti-stalking legislation in the U.S. because sometimes the system only listens after the blood has dried. Case 5. A username and a rifle. The catfish killing of Brian Barrett. Buffalo, New York. Brian Barrett, 22, kind, funny, no enemies, finishes his shift at a factory and heads to his truck. Moments later, he's ambushed. 3 bullets through the window, dead on the spot. No sign of robbery. Just one thing, a brutal, calculated execution. But the motive was buried inside a chat room. Brian had been chatting online with a girl, Jessie. Screen name, tall, hot blonde. Flirty, blonde, athletic. Or so he thought. Turns out, another man, Marine sniper, was also obsessed with Jessie. Angry, jealous, threatening. But neither Jessie nor the Marine were who they claimed to be. Jessie was actually a 46-year-old woman using her own daughter's photos. And Marine sniper was Thomas Montgomery, middle-aged, married, and Brian's co-worker. When Jessie turned her attention to Brian, Thomas snapped. His fantasy crumbled. So he killed the person who replaced him. All over an illusion. All over a lie.
Stalking laws didn't exist in the U.S. until 1990. Why? Because until cases like these, no one believed stalking was serious. Now, every U.S. state has anti-stalking laws, restraining orders exist, victims can get protection. But the question remains, will we listen in time? If you or someone you love is being stalked, keep records, report early and often. Don't wait for it to escalate.
Not every stalker is violent, but every stalker is dangerous. Some feel rejected, some seek power, some are delusional. But what they all share is this: they believe they are owed something. Time, love, obedience, attention. And when the illusion breaks, The rage begins.
If you love stories like this, leave a like, subscribe, and don't miss what's coming next.